Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Run In Wrestling podcast. I am your host, Bigmike, and I am joined, as always, by my brother in arms. What's going on, Sped?
How's everybody doing tonight? I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Doing all right, man. Been a little warmer. It hadn't been freezing down here. I know you've had some issues with that up there, but here in Alabama, it has been a balmy 70 degrees.
Lucky.
I can't be mad at that. We're supposed to get a little rain, but other than that, not too bad at all.
Lucky.
But we do have a big week of wrestling. As you saw by the thumbnail, we will be doing our Elimination Chamber predictions. I will be putting that beautiful WWE crown up for grabs this week. And I will be keeping it. And let's just call a spade a spade.
That baby's going back on the head. It's going back on the head with the Phoenix.
It's gonna be like the little kid, or like, was it Lucy on Charlie Brown? She holds the football.
Oh, God damn it. Yeah,
Nope.
She moves that little pump.
Yeah. And then you're gonna end up on your ass. And that's all that matters.
That's all I can say about that.
But we will kick off the show like we do every single week. Welcome to the Run In Wrestling podcast, your home for all things wrestling, hate-free and drama-free. Please join the discussion and don't forget to like and subscribe. We hit a few subscribers over the last week. I think we're at 136 at time of recording. So thank you guys so much. Everybody who subscribes, please go tell a friend if you enjoy what we do. If you don't like what we do, leave a comment. Tell us we suck. I'm good with that too. It still helps engagement. We appreciate it. But do tell a friend if you like us. Let everybody know we are drama-free, hate-free. We don't do the whole tribalism, IWC BS. We do call a spade, though. If we don't like something, we will talk about it. Kind of what we will talk about some tonight. You'll see some of that. But yeah, and we love your engagement. We love the conversations. We love you guys commenting. I try to put as many comments up there as possible. So please join in the fun. Put a comment out there. I will do my best, especially if it's somebody I've never seen. I will definitely try to get that comment on there just so the world can see you and let everybody know who you are and what you stand for. We got some people coming back from us. You saw Lady Alpha, who has been our day one. She's been with us since the beginning of the show. 21 episodes now. A few more if you talk about the pre-evolution phase of us, which was the Thursday night triple threat. We also have Nate. We're glad you're not dead, Nate. So that's always good.
That's a great way to enter right there. All right, we gotta keep that one for the Hall of Fame of the year.
I mean, we're definitely glad you're not dead. Hopefully you're well. And not sick or anything like that. So I guess that's a thing. Let us know that you're okay. We are glad to have you back. Welcome back in. The great TC. And TC and Lady Alpha have been talking with us for about 30 minutes because if you're watching us on YouTube, what you may not know is we actually go live 30 minutes earlier in this on Twitch, SP3DROCK, over on Twitch under Sped Rock Productions. We do a behind the scenes for 30 minutes where people just get to see us talk about whatever.
Everything.
Today we were talking about Forrest Gump. And shrimping. So
Shrimping.
You never know what you'll hear on the behind the scenes. It's very rarely about wrestling. There's always a little bit thrown in there just because we're huge wrestling fans. But definitely go follow Sped on Twitch, SP3DROCK. Make sure you give him a subscribe. Go check us out on the behind the scenes to have even more fun and talk to Lady Alpha and TC, who are most of the time in there commenting along with us.
Oh yeah. It's a great time.
We always get a yeet from Nate, so always good to have it there. And staying alive, Bon Jovi. I know he meant Bon Jovi, not Bonnie Jovi, but there's also, who was that in the 60s that did the Staying Alive?
Bee Gees.
Yeah, that's it. I just couldn't think of the name.
Yeah. Oh, I like the Bee Gees. That's one thing people
they're good.
don't know
like
about
them.
me. Yeah.
That's definitely something I didn't know about you. So there you go. All right. Big show today. We've had a lot of wrestling, a lot of weird stuff going on TV. We also have Elimination Chamber coming up, so we will get right into it in our weekly. There we go. Now I've got set up right.
Beautiful setup.
Also, before we get set up, saying what's up to Raj of the Herb and Raj podcast. Always supporting us. We really appreciate it. Check them out Tuesday nights, 8 Central on their YouTube channel, the Herb and Raj podcast, a great college football and really just a podcast about everything. They're mainly college football, but they talk a little bit of everything. You also see
Right, Ty.
myself, Lady Alpha.
Yes.
There.
Yes.
See us there in the comments as well. So join. No, I thought that's right.
That's the game that people could play while
Yeah,
watching.
no, I see that now. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw it. And then everybody, we'll get to that, which is
Yeah.
actually one of our first slides. So that'll get us right into SmackDown, right into
Oh my God.
Cody. And I don't know if you know this, but apparently The Rock is now the devil and wants Cody's soul. I'll let you go here because I'm not sure what to make of it, and you tell me what you thought of it first, Sped.
Well, thank you, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, for getting my kids to go to sleep during that segment. All right, you
I
bored
think
them
you got a
worse.
lot of people to go to sleep.
He bored them worse than the Weather Channel does for them to go to sleep. You know, we usually put the Weather Channel on and it gone. You know, 2-year-old and 1-year-old. We put Dwayne on, and like not even like minutes, he started talking blah 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 blah. And my daughter's like, yeah, and she loves Cody. She was just standing up, going, "Whoa!" and everything else.
For those that didn't see the promo, bloody bloody blah may actually have been some of the words that Rock said, but we're not sure. I don't think anybody understood him, including The Rock. But bloody bloody blah may be a direct quote of the promo. I'm not sure though. You have to go back and check it.
Hey, don't hold me to it, okay? Don't sue me, all right? But still, it was boring with a capital B, you know. But let me ask you this, because I did see some on X. There was a theory out there. What if Cody says no, and then meets a Claymore? And
there's like, a lot of that, and we may talk about it later when we do our elimination chamber, because that's where he wants his answer. The Rock laid it out. I obviously told him I can give you, playing his best Aladdin. I can show you the world. Shining, shimmering, splendid. I could go on for the rest of the song, but I don't want to embarrass myself too much because I love Aladdin. But basically said, he'll open up a whole new world for Cody Rhodes and took him on a magic carpet ride.
But why is he thinking about this?
I don't know, man. I get what they're trying to do. I get the thought behind it. They want to bring back the corporate champion style, like they had most recently, I think, was the Seth Rollins with Triple H and the Authority. You had it back in the 90s and 2000s with Stone Cold and Mr. McMahon and all that character, and The Rock and Mr. McMahon, and The Undertaker and Mr. McMahon, and 10 other people and Mr. McMahon. But I don't know, and I've heard some of those too. Everybody has a theory on what's going to happen when Cody Rhodes says no, because everybody is assuming Cody Rhodes is going to say no. I don't know that he does. Yes.
It'd be great if he doesn't, because look at the run that he had as a heel character in the Independents before he went back. Oh, well, he started AEW. He was on freaking fire. He had everyone booing the crap out of him, throwing toilet paper in the ring. Stuff like that. People were throwing their drinks at that guy. And I mean, at least, no, he said he won't bring back the pup. Hopefully he gets a new pup as a heel and brings it out too. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with some of our commenters. Lady Alpha, since she just kind of stared blankly when he said he wanted Cody. So I think we all did. We were like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
You want what?
Yeah.
TC's kind of saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's not a rumor. He has been advertised for elimination. He is going to be at Elimination Chamber. He is expecting his answer at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately is one of the reasons I think there's only 4 matches.
Which is stupid.
There's 2 Elimination Chamber matches. There's a tag team match, and then there's what I hope is the main event, which we will talk about later.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. They're going to use the time for these 2 guys and for the time that would have been the 5th match.
And that would have been perfect.
Which sucks, really.
That would have been perfect to have 5 matches. You could have had Chelsea Green, defend her United States title in Canada. She's from Canada.
Well, so I will defend that a little bit. They are actually going to have her tomorrow night on SmackDown defend it.
I get that.
And it's still in Toronto. They want people to come to that show. You've got to give people a reason. And people said this. And look, this is not just me defending WWE. I have defended AEW when people started to bag on them about putting Tony Storm on Collision. You have got to put your bigger stars on your smaller shows to give them a reason to watch.
Yes. Okay, I get that. But you could have taken this segment and put it on SmackDown and gave a tag team match, or not a tag team match, a United States or Intercontinental match, women's match at the Elimination Chamber. It would have been perfect to set it up like that. But, you got
But The
Dwayne.
Rock is on the board. Yeah.
Yes, you got Dwayne.
Dwayne's the boss. And he wants
Yes.
to be on he wants to be on the PLE. So he's going to be on the PLE. Right. But that's really all that happened on SmackDown, really. I mean, there was a couple of matches that were decent. You got a continuation of the Street Profits and the DIY and Motor City Machine Guns and the tag team jumble that is SmackDown right now,
Hey,
which
listen,
was pretty good.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're showcasing that tag team better than Raw is. The
don't know.
division. I mean,
Yeah, you could kind of say that. I mean, the War Raiders are still doing a pretty good job over there. They defended it a few times just recently against the Creeds. They've also defended them against a few other people. So they've had some good defenses. I think both tag team divisions are better right now than they have been in the past 2 or 3 years.
Yes, I'm saying though, recently it's been the tag team division of SmackDown that's just way out beating the tag division. Tag division in on Raw in my book. Nothing's beating NXT right now. Those guys are freaking crazy in the tag division. But we'll get to that one later too. I saw that.
Yeah, and again, I mean, that's really all that happened on SmackDown. Do you remember anything else on SmackDown that caught your eye from last week?
No. And I watched it a few times. The only thing I could think of is,
how would you watch that a few times? That was really one of the worst SmackDown episodes I've seen in a while.
It's my daughter. If we wanted to put her to sleep, we put that segment on. That's what I'm saying. Thank you, Dwayne.
There you go.
We put that segment on, and my daughters go right to sleep. So I've seen the whole, Jimmy beating Drew was kind of shocking. Yes, but after watching it 500 times, I'm just like, it's not that great anymore.
A streaming service where you can fast forward to just that promo?
Oh no!
Have to watch the whole show?
No, I kind of. So my daughter doesn't just go to sleep; she has to crash. Calm down. So I just start it and just let it go for a minute, and then once commercials come on, I just fast forward it so that way she acts like, "Oh, I'm watching it," And then she gets to that point, gone. I'm like, "Thank you, Dwayne," and turn it back to whatever I want.
But needless to say, that's not the best advertisement for a show when, hey, this is what I put on for my daughter to go to sleep. When they're doing the promos for the show, come catch anything can happen on SmackDown. Come catch the biggest action in the world. Come watch so we can put your daughter to sleep.
We do lullabies as well.
So yeah, it's not good. Hopefully, next week in Toronto will be better. You do have the United States champion. Everyone pledge your allegiance to Chelsea Green. She is defending her title in Toronto, in her home country, on SmackDown, but we don't know who she's facing. So I ask you, Mr. Spedrock, who do you think Chelsea Green's opponent will be tomorrow night?
And no offense, I just hope it's not Mia Yim or Meacham. Sorry, I just hope it's not Meacham. Maybe Selena. She's coming back after being transferred over to SmackDown. I don't know how that whole thing worked out for her, but still, maybe
she got transferred over with she got grouped together with the LWO is what it was.
That's what I thought. Well, no, LWO stayed on Raw. They just had
before. That's how she got put on Raw.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
She got put over with the LWO on Raw, and now they are bringing her back to SmackDown for reasons that I think are true, but you never know.
For the United States title, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
No. I think they want someone else on SmackDown, and in order to have them on SmackDown, they need Zelina Vega on SmackDown because of their HR policies.
Yeah, I feel that. I do feel that. I hope he does come back.
Yes, Chelsea Green is definitely she is the president of the United States Championship, and the best president we have.
Is her cabinet better than JBL's though?
I mean, she's only got one so far, so she needs to build it a little bit more.
Right
now, it's like a cheap IKEA cabinet. She needs to go get a better cabinet. I don't know a better furniture store because I'm not that versed on furniture stores. I know that's shocking,
Just,
But IKEA is the only furniture brand I really know, so that's the only one I have to go on. So hopefully she
just
goes and gets some better or some more furniture, not
ju-
necessarily a better one because I love Piper Niven.
yeah. Let's
Um,
just hope that the
the
boogeyman stays away, and she
the
don't have
secret
someone with
Purvis.
a giant mole on her face.
Yeah, I agree, Michael. I had the new security, and I hoped before the releases came, I hoped it was B Priestley. Obviously that has been squashed since she has been released. So I don't know who it'll be. Um, maybe they debut tomorrow night. Maybe somebody comes out to face Chelsea Green and takes out Piper Niven, and then we get to see the new security guard come out, bring somebody up from NXT. That would be kind of cool. I would imagine though, since they're in Toronto, what are the chances of it being Trish Stratus? I know she's got a match on Saturday,
That'd be
but
cool.
that would be a cool shout to have Trish Stratus coming in. Plus,
Yeah.
Chelsea Green has said it on a few occasions that she wants to face a lot of the old school divas
Yep.
because she loves the divas area. It's kind of what inspired her. I agree with Nate. It could be Natty. That's one of the people I've heard say online. I know Sped doesn't like that. I'm not saying Natty's going to win, but Natty will go out and give her a solid match. It's in Canada. They're going to get the pop. Don't shake your head like that. It's okay.
Uh,
Oh, shit. That reminds me too. Damn it.
see what
I don't have
happens,
time.
folks.
So, sorry, Lady Alpha. I had something for another segment on the show, and I did not get a chance to download it. We will have it for next week going forward. A little surprise for everybody for another segment on the show, and I did not get a chance to download it and put it in there right now, which makes me mad. Anyway, I think it could. I would love it to be Trish Stratus. Sorry, that should have been happening behind the scenes. You get a little bit behind the scenes. Is what you get at 7:30 from 7:30 to 8 Central Time on behind the scenes. It's kind of the stuff you'll get. Me scrambling around trying to make sure all the shit's put together for you guys.
And me just sitting here
And
acting
Sped just
like a fool.
talking.
Yep,
Yeah, Sped
acting
just
like
sitting
a
there
fool.
talking. So that is what it is. I don't know. There's a few other things that have been announced for SmackDown. I didn't have time to put them on there. Plus, I didn't find graphics for them when I did look.
That was me with AEW. I couldn't find some
Yeah.
pictures and stuff like that. I hate it when that
And
happens.
AEW is hard because it's on Wednesday night. We do our show on
Yeah.
Thursday nights. For those who are not watching this live, we are live Thursday night, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern, every Thursday night. So if you're not watching it live, you're watching it on a replay, come join us live. Join into the chat where you can be like Michael. Sped and Tori are just there to talk and entertain. They're the talent. I said that a long time. Tori's the talent on the Kicking Out 2 podcast. Go check them out. They come on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They actually come on at 9 o'clock tonight. So when you're done watching us, go join them over on their channel, Kicking Out 2 podcast. Join Michael and Tori there. They will also talk about stuff. They're also on Tuesday nights, do a lot of stuff. We really appreciate you coming in, Mike. And yeah, I know the struggle because I've got the talent over there too, just like you've got Tori. And it's definitely a love-hate relationship.
Awesome.
Not a hate. It's not that I hate you. I love you, brother. You're good.
It doesn't matter. My own family hates me. We're good.
I don't hate you.
I'm playing. It's all good.
Check is in the mail. Always, brother. Got you. But that's it, really, for SmackDown. Raw, much better show than SmackDown. Much better show.
A lot better.
Starting off with new women's tag team champions.
That was a great match. Can we talk about how good this match was first?
We were going to if you'd have let me set it up, but go ahead. Tell us how great the match was.
Listen, I was entertained. Everybody in the crowd seemed entertained. Raquel didn't have a hiccup, it seemed like, at all. This looked like NXT Raquel, having fun, doing her thing, And Liv, she's winning me over, man. She could sell. I'm watching her and I'm like, God bless it. This is so much better than what she was doing with Rhea and stuff like that. But no, look, I know you guys are gonna be like, oh, Sped, you gotta give the ode to Dom. Yeah, he did what Dom does. He got in the way and he helped out. But in the end, did he really need to get in the way? I mean, these two seem like they had it, in the bag. I know everybody's gonna be like, oh, look, Liv was getting her butt whooped. That's true. But Raquel wasn't. So yeah.
No, Raquel did great in that match. She does a lot better as a tag team anyway.
Yes.
So I definitely like her as a tag team. Yeah, it's the first 3-time women's tag team champion.
That's what I thought. Okay, cool. That's dope.
Yeah, so that's always cool. And I hate that Naomi and Bianca had to lose. I think it's going to lead to bigger things down the road. Which again we will talk about later. I like this result. compared to the later outcome. This was the last thing on the show. What are you talking about? The later outcome? I'm not sure. Explain, TC, what the later outcome was. Because this main evented Raw. This Raw went off the screen after this. So yeah, let us know what you meant and what you
Unexpected.
liked.
Hey, listen, I don't think it was
I don't know. I kind
unexpected.
of expected it myself.
Oh,
Okay. I got you. So sorry about that. I shouldn't have called you out. I apologize. Kinda. Not really. It'll be okay.
it happens.
But yeah, I'm anxious to see where this goes for Bianca and Jade. Oop, let that slip. Bianca and Naomi going forward. Especially with both of them being in the chamber, a lot of different stuff coming up on the road to WrestleMania. And then next week, you've got the other tag team championship on the line, which I mentioned. You have the War Raiders going up against the Creed brothers of American Made. So first and foremost, who do you think wins the match?
I am hoping American Made wins. These two are the Creeds. They're freaking fantastic. Those guys can go in the ring. They've proven outside where they went to GCW and did their thing over there. And what was it, Bloodsport? And they both won, by TKO. I think these guys, they've been, behind the scenes doing good things, learning the business, learning the trade, while also still mastering their craft. Triple H has allowed that to happen. I think it's now time to pull the trigger and get a run going to WrestleMania between these two. Imagine WrestleMania with the Creeds coming out with the titles, okay? And there it is. And imagine WrestleMania and Creeds coming out with the titles versus the War Raiders. I almost slipped up and called them the Vikings.
Please don't. We're glad the Vikings are dead.
I know. I almost messed up, but think about it. Those two going at it, the promos that they can make, the video package of all the chaos that's going on between the two, it'd be amazing. This would be a great tag team match between the two at WrestleMania. And the way to set it up is let them win now and then build it towards it now. We're what? 45 days away? Less than that?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got time to build this match up at WrestleMania. And I think that's what I'm hoping.
So I think the War Raiders will win. Only because I think the WrestleMania match that they really want and that they should be setting up is the War Raiders versus the New Day. And you're not going to have the Creeds versus the New Day because they're both heels. So I think the War Raiders win here. I think the Creeds and Ivy Nile both losing their title matches whenever they get them, I think will lead into Chad Gable coming back and then them doing something together, where they kind of build themselves up and come in as future opponents for those titles. So I don't think either one of them wins, especially because they put so much emphasis on it. Hey, go win titles while I'm learning the dark arts of Lucha Libre and so on and so forth. I think both of them come up short. And then he comes back and they have to train together and build up something better and just become even more heelish and even more sinister.
That'd be cool.
And then I want to see the War Raiders and the New Day go off at WrestleMania. And I'd like to see the New Day win, to be completely honest. Let the War Raiders kind of build up, have a few more really good matches and good defenses on the way to there. You've got A-Town Down Under on Raw now that they can defend against. Yeah. You've got any iteration of the Judgment Day that you can throw together, whether it's Dom and Carlito or Finn and JD when he comes back, or Finn and Dom before they decide to kill each other. Any of those iterations.
Who do you think is the new Judgment Day member that they're talking about bringing in? Sorry, I'm sweating hardcore because of the wood stove right here. So if you keep seeing me swiping, that's why.
Thank you, TC. I don't know, man. I don't know who fits to bring into that unless they're going to bring somebody in from the outside. So I look up and down the Raw roster. I don't know who fits as a new member of the Judgment Day. I don't know who would make sense there. Part of me says Omos just because they're not doing anything with him.
That would be awesome.
He's come back from Noah, and to see Dom and Noah team together, the buddy cop show, the show type situations you would get with Dom and Omos as a tag team would
That'd
be
be cool.
hilarious.
It would. It
Where
would.
you've just got Omos as this big menacing feature, kind of like you have with Liv and Raquel. It's very mirror image of each other of what those two tag teams would be in the same group. You've got Liv being the goofball one getting on everybody's nerves, and you've got Raquel being the muscle, where you have Dom on the opposite end being, again, the fly on the fly buzzing around your head, getting on everybody's nerves, and you have Omos who just comes in and kills everybody.
Everyone. It's what he did at Noah.
So yeah, I mean, I think that would be really cool. And plus, I want to see him do something with Omos. I mean, they brought him back off of Noah. He had to give up a title to come back, and they've done nothing with him.
Nothing.
And I get it. You've got the whole argument, the same one you had with Ricky Saints, where there's not a whole lot of room in the storylines with WrestleMania going on, but then let him stay over in Noah if you're going to do that. If you don't have anything for him, let him stay over to Noah for another month or two.
Exactly.
During WrestleMania season, then bring him back the Monday after WrestleMania and let him do something there.
No, I get that.
So hopefully that's going to be sooner than later. I'm hoping he's going to be the new member just because I don't see anybody else that fits.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone on Raw.
Yeah, I just, there's nobody there that would fit them other than another bruiser.
Pete Dunne.
So, not that bruiser.
As soon as you said bruiser.
He's going to be involved in something else.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah.
Also next week, you have the former Judgment Day member, Rhea Ripley. I guess she was a winner in Judgment Day until she got everything taken away from her. Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky in what some people are calling a WrestleMania caliber match for the Women's World Championship.
You can't say that, TC. I'm just letting him know.
Yeah, he's nobody's Butch. You always remember that. He is nobody's Butch.
You can't call him Butch.
Because if you do, he'll look at you and go, Butch, please.
Yeah, he'll fuck you up. I love it. No, okay. This is gonna be a good match, I think. Everybody knows Rhea versus Io is just gonna be a banger match. And I'm kind of hoping that it's ending in a DQ. Going typical WWE fashion on this one. We need to end this one on DQ because personally, I don't know why you putting Io in this spot to lose anyway, but hey, it's gonna be a great match, and I'm always down for a good match.
He will always be Butch just because it upsets him so much. I agree, because at my nature, at my core, I'm an asshole. So I agree with that completely. So I'm good with it. I just want to figure out as many ways as I can say Butch and not get censored because I mean something else. That's why I went up with the Butch, please.
Butch, please. That's why I did. Oh man!
But yeah, it will definitely be a great match. I think the only way you put this on Raw is if you have something bigger for WrestleMania.
Thank you.
And there's not very many matches that would be bigger than Io Sky and Rhea Ripley.
Yeah,
I can think of two off the top of my head that I would like to see that I think would be bigger. And both of those opponents' names start with a B.
I was gonna say I
can
think of one.
Yeah, whose Butch is this?
Whose Butch?
Like that. Ain't nobody's Butch.
We should get that trending on Twitter. # whose Butch is this?
I've tried to get a lot of that. I tried to get resting Butch face trending on Twitter, and nobody likes me, so nobody did it. I tried to get R-Truth to jump behind resting Butch face because he said something one day. Why are you always so mad? And I said, he's not mad. He just has resting Butch face.
God dang it! I swear.
Like it. Someone come get their Butch.
I swear to God.
But no, I mean, I hope this leads to a match at WrestleMania and I mean, obviously it has to do with the Elimination Chamber, so I will keep my mouth shut on who I think it should be till later. I think I've led a lot into it now, so I think you know who I'm going to pick. Yeah. But it's going to be a great match. I don't think they have fought each other for 4 or 5 years.
5 years,
if that, it's been a while.
It's been a minute.
And it's going to be a great match. There are two of the better professional wrestlers on the roster or sports entertainers, whatever you want to call it. Oh, that's what she meant. And tag him. I did. I I am not afraid to tag anyone on Twitter. I actually tagged Ryan Reynolds today just to try to be funny. I very rarely get a response from anybody. The only people who have really responded, I've gotten some follows from R-Truth and Karrion Cross like that by tagging them on different stuff. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, most people just ignore me, which I'm used to.
Well, I got one weird follow that I still don't understand why, but okay.
Yeah, we never do.
I don't understand it.
But that's pretty much everything on Raw. I mean, it was a solid show. There was a lot of good matches. There just was, I mean, pretty much everything led up to Elimination Chamber.
Yep.
You had the Logan Paul CM Punk promo, which was good, but it was just, hey, I'm going to beat you in Elimination Chamber. The fact that Logan Paul slapped piss out of CM Punk was impressive. I don't know. I don't know if Punk did it on purpose or if the slap really made him bleed. But you know, his lip was bleeding a little bit. I don't know if Punk bit it to make it look that way to seem more menacing. He's a vet. He could do stuff like that, and it seemed natural. But it was a really good promo, and of course, and I'm gonna jump on the soapbox for a second here. WWE, your transfer window's closed. You said it yourself.
Yep.
Why is Cody Rhodes your SmackDown champion on Raw? I get you're trying to promote the Rock thing and all that, and I get the whole Seth promo, but do that on SmackDown, man.
Yep.
SmackDown needs all the help it can get right now because SmackDown was garbage on Friday.
Yeah.
Don't bring him over to Raw and do stuff when your transfer window is supposed to be closed, just like they had Liv Morgan on the week before that at SmackDown. Why?
Well, that one makes sense if they're doing the tag team. You know, they always bring them over and stuff.
The transfer, then don't close the transfer window. Leave it open until WrestleMania.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Easy fix.
Then
they can go. Then if you want to have cross promotional battles like that, cross brand battles, then it doesn't matter. So, and he's more important than Gunta. Yeah, I like
Gunta.
And TC agrees. Thank you. And what's up, Herb from the Herb and Raj podcast, the other half of the Herb and Raj podcast. You saw Raj in here earlier saying hello. And the party can begin. Definitely. It's a famous line. The party don't stop until Herb walks in. I think it was a Kesha song.
I think Road Dogg said that in the 90s.
Kesha said it. I don't know who the Road Dogg is. I don't know who that is.
Oh, God damn it.
Anyway, back over to Dynamite. I did not get a chance to watch Dynamite because the last few days have been very busy in our household. So I will hand the mic over to Sped and let him kind of go over his slides and what he saw on Dynamite. And I will kind of input where I know and what I saw.
Well, all right. First off, before we even get started, there's some slides that pictures I couldn't get and everything I couldn't find. So the Hangman versus Solo match, Hangman secured a swift victory over Aaron with Buckshot Lariat.
Post-match. First off, I'm going to need you to be more specific about who Solo is because you just said
I'm sorry,
Aaron versus Solo, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold up now.
Aaron Solo. I'm sorry. That's my fault. You're right. That's my fault. Aaron Solo he beat him with a Buckshot Lariat. But after the match, MJF called out MJF, sorry, leading to MJF taunting him. And it was weird the way they were doing it. Like MJF is getting some tattoo removal or a tattoo. I don't know what it was.
He's getting the AEW tattoo removed. The one that he got after the whole bidding war 2024 where you had the big ass bet on yourself AEW tattoo on his calf. Okay. Which says a lot. He's having the AEW tattoo removed from his arm, from his leg.
Well, he did. So after everything was done, you know, you saw footage of Christopher Daniels. This is why I couldn't post this. He was a bloody mess backstage, you know, so I didn't want to get monetized on that. The tattoo he got.
I love you, fake Solo.
We also got another great match from Ospreay, like usual. And then, you know, Fletcher came out to, you know, for a beatdown between those two. This one you're not going to like. The Outrunners versus the Murder Machines. You know, Brian Cage and Lance Archer. The Outrunners.
As long as the Murder Machines win it, I'm fine.
Nope. Outrunners beat the Murder Machine to become the #1 contenders to the AEW World Tag Team Championships. I thought you weren't going to like that at all. So there was another one that didn't get done. And I couldn't find this picture as well. Daniel Garcia was pinned by Adam Cole in the 6-man tag. So that's setting up people from what I've seen saying trios match. title match or whatever, and then the TNT as well.
Yeah,
But
a TNT title match between Adam Cole and Daniel Garcia. I saw somebody mention that. Yeah.
But right here, though, I love this match. Okay, Takesha, in my opinion, is the best damn wrestler out there in the world. Okay, this dude, he caught. I don't know. The whole sequence was outrageous, but he hit a blue thunder bomb at a. I don't even know how the hell to describe this. Right, but he hit it. And Orange Cassidy had no business kicking out of this one, but he did anyway. But I thought it was a great match. I love the whole, doing what Kenny does right there. I love that. He kissed it and did it. That match at it's at Revolution, right? I don't remember if it
It's
is
at Revolution, yes.
Yeah. It's gonna be shut up, people. Everyone on Twitter is those two really killed that match. I sat there and I was like, holy bonkers. Orange Cassidy is hands down one of the greatest mid-card wrestlers out there right now. Okay. He can hold that title again. He can hold that title again. But the wrestling gods favor Takesha. The build, the speed, the strength, everything about this man screams champion. And wasn't someone help me out here because I've been wrapping my mind about this. I just wanted you guys' answers. Was that called the All Atlantic title at one time? Not the All American, but the All Atlantic title before it was called.
I think when it first got introduced, they changed it quickly, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Okay, I was like, wow. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that match. And if you want to keep going, go ahead. I
will say though, and I will. The highlights I've seen of this match are amazing. If you don't know what Sped was talking about, go to AEW's Twitter page, X page, whatever. They've got video of the sequence of the Blue Thunder Bomb. It is awesome. These are two great professional wrestlers. Takeshita being probably one of the greatest overall going right now. But I will say again, and very briefly, because I know I went on a very long tangent about it last week, the international series is stupid. How we got to this match is dumb.
Yes.
That's all I'll say about it.
No,
if you want to know why I think it's dumb, go watch last week. Go look at the Run In Wrestling podcast. I think I released a short about it or a video about just talking about that. So just it frustrates me. But moving on. Definitely a great match, and I can't wait for next week's match.
Real quick, can someone fact check this? Because I can't remember if this is real or not. But
here's the answer to your question. Look at Herb and Raj dropping knowledge.
That's dope. That's dope right there. I like that. All right, thank you though. All right, so check this out for me then. Did Prince Nadia was it Prince? I can't remember who said it. Somebody said it was in that segment where Prince Nadia and Ricochet and Swerve. One of them said, "Get my robe back because I can't do this anymore," or something like that. I don't remember who said it, but
it sounds like something Nana would say.
Because
Swerve can obviously do it, but in those three, it sounds like something Nana would say to Swerve.
Yeah, and it was.
There's been some tension between Swerve and Nana over the past few weeks. There's been a little tension going on, so I could see him saying that.
Yes. Okay. I couldn't remember who said that.
Just go get my robe back because I can't do this anymore, man. That kind of thing. Obviously, Nana would sound cooler than I did saying that, but anyway.
You can go ahead to the next slide. I don't know which one that one is yet. I forget.
Before I go to the next slide, I do want to go back to a comment. Yes, Herb, Kesha, and the Road Dogg all mentioned in the same sentence, and you were still the coolest out of all three of them, sir. So there's that.
Yeah.
And Michael did confirm he did say that.
Okay, cool. Okay. I was trying to figure that one out because I didn't record AEW.
The Intercontinental Western title belt. Yes, it has been on. Yeah. That's pretty funny.
God damn it, you guys.
All right, next up, you have the Blackpool Combat Club apparently getting killed by Cope. Go ahead.
Listen, I put that picture of who saw. Anybody? I know everybody in here watched it, but did you guys see how hard Yuta hit? What was her name? Part of the Shafir. He freaking Claymore'd the shit out of her, and you see.
No, you hush. He did not Claymore her.
I'm sorry.
It was a psycho knee.
Psycho knee.
Brian Danielson psycho knee.
Listen, it's 10 o'clock almost. It's 9:40. My brain hurts. But what's his God damn it, Jay White. He sat there and died laughing. Something that I would do personally if I saw that. I was like, oh my God. And then I'm gonna call it Sister Abigail on Yuta right after. Oh, Padoosh. I was like, oh, this is great. And then he left. He left the ring. It was amazing. But I thought this was a great segment, end of this whole ordeal. You got Edge or Cope, I'm sorry, coming out in the ambulance, doing the promo like that, and then you have freaking Willow killing everybody. Sheer, and then what is that? Claudio right there. Yeah, he's pretty much dead too. It was just it was a beatdown.
Basically, this is alluding to Cope and his band of misfits now with Jay White and Willow.
Yeah,
have taken out everyone in the I almost said the Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah,
the Death Riders, formerly the Blackpool Combat Club.
The white shirt.
Yeah, don't get me started on that. Freaking AEW merch. I love it.
God, I love it.
So it's great. But he did exactly what he said he was going to do. He took out everybody at the Death Riders. Now it's now it's Mox versus Cope. One-on-one. He's got no help. And hopefully Mox kicks his ass.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good one.
I mean, that's the only thing that really made, because if Cope wins, and I know we'll talk about it more next week when we do our predictions for Revolution. If Cope wins, what the hell were the Death Riders all about?
I don't know. I really don't, because there's stuff that doesn't make sense at all. Sometimes that happens over there.
At this point, if Cope wins, it looks like the entire Death Rider story was put in place to build up an opponent for Cope, so he could come in and be the conquering hero.
Yep.
Which, if that's what you want AEW to be, that's fine. But I thought AEW was supposed to be the alternative. That's a very WWE thing to do.
Yep.
Like it or not.
That is
like WWE it or not. That's a very WWE thing to do.
Yep.
So I don't know. We'll see next week who I think is going to win. I've changed my mind 3 times or 4 times already in the past day or two. And I'm sure I will change it 50 more times between now and next Thursday.
I just can't help but to laugh at that freaking that picture right there, because he pointed and laughed at her, getting kneed in the face, just like
This part was the best part about the whole segment that I've seen replays on.
Yeah,
the fact that we may get a Willow and Marina Shafir match, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Because I've wanted to see Marina Shafir wrestle for a little while now. I hadn't really seen her do a whole lot of wrestling since she joined the Death Riders. And Willow's a great callback from some previous stuff that they had done. She's the biggest babyface in the company as far as women are concerned. Give or take Tony Storm, obviously. But the biggest natural babyface is Willow. Everybody falls in love with her. So yeah, having her against the big bad Marina Shafir should be a really cool match. Yeah, I mean, that would have been better than the build up for Cope. At least you're building your talent at that point for the future. If it was to build up the pillars and teach the pillars, I would have been fine with that. But no, as we say with WWE so many times, the story has to play out. We'll wait and see what happens next week. Hopefully I'm proven wrong. And hopefully it goes in a good direction.
Daniel Bryan returns next week. Or Bryan Danielson.
Now look, that would be freaking sick, dude. That would
be sick. That would be sick, but I'm just calling it. I'm calling it right now.
Okay, so that's your official prediction next week that
Bryan Danielson comes back and cost Jon Moxley in a DQ way. Not saying he actually cost him the title, but they
cost him the match.
Yes, they WWE the crap out of this. Okay, it cost him the match, and DQ the shit out of it.
That's one way to do it. I don't think that'll happen.
I don't think so. I'm just saying. But DB.
Anything else? Anything else from AEW that caught your eye?
Just Mercedes Moné. Little confrontation in the back with was it Momo? I want to say.
Yeah, Momo Wanatabi.
Yeah, she wants to Wanatabi. I said that completely wrong when I wrote it down.
I may be saying it wrong. I think that's what her name is. It's something close. I'm at least closer than probably what you had to begin with. The way you're
what
laughing about it.
I put what a knobby, you know? That's how I said it. I was
Yeah.
like, what a knobby. I didn't know how to call it. But either way, that right there,
Ladies and
caught my
gentlemen,
eye.
the views expressed by Sped are not necessarily the views of the Run In Wrestling podcast. All right,
Don't
continue.
sue
Sorry.
us.
Oh
Oh
goodness.
god, that was great.
But that's it for AEW. I mean, I've heard it was a good show. I am going to go back and watch it probably tomorrow when I get off work before SmackDown because I do want to see some of the segments.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, like Takeshita, it's spelled Takeshita. That's how he spells his name. It's that, and honestly, seeing that, I heard a friend of ours, a mutual friend of mine and Michael's,
Oh my god.
Jesse B from the Lowdown with Jess and John Anthony. She actually said that one time, and I used to mess up Takeshita's name. I used to call him a bunch of other things until she put it out that way. I have said Takeshita's name right every single time since I heard that. So make fun of it, but it works. So moving on to NXT. Oh, go ahead. Finish what you're going to say.
I was going to say, as much anime as I watch, I should know how to say his name.
You should be able to say a lot of the Japanese wrestlers' name more than you do.
I know.
With as much as you watch.
I went to Georgia schools, man. Come on, especially Atlanta. All right, we all know how that works.
He's from Georgia.
From Georgia.
NXT brought us the wrestling debut of one Ricky Saints. What did you think about the debut, the entrance, and everything about the presentation of Ricky Saints on NXT?
I thought it was cool. I mean, where is that? It's under here. Okay, so it was impressive. The Saints and Evans showed impressive teamwork. They got the win for him, but we're gonna see more when he becomes a singles competitor after what is this Roadblock coming up? I think it is.
Yeah, Roadblock is next Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah,
Tuesday after next.
I think after that we're gonna see more of him in a singles run and stuff like that. Maybe something with Ethan Page or Wesley going on, but it'll still be a great. People who haven't watched him from AEW or anywhere else. I watched him in AEW and I was very impressed with him. And I was one of those guys like, wow, how are you not using this man? The same way when I asked, how are you booking Wardlow like this? So just doesn't. Well, yes. Death Rebel sucks. I agree with everybody on that. Some of their stuff is horrible. A lot of their stuff is horrible. But wait till he gets into a singles run. You guys are in for a treat, a real treat.
I mean, it could be against Trick Williams with some of the stuff you saw earlier. They're teasing Trick Williams, maybe a heel turn. He's been a little bit more frustrated since his loss to Eddie Thorpe of all people. Whatever.
In a strap match. Like, what the fudge?
Yeah, whatever. I don't want to talk about it. It makes me mad. It hurts my heart. But they did get the win over Ethan Page and the other guy.
Wesley,
that's right. Oh, shame on me. I like Wesley. But obviously they weren't going to let Ricky Saints lose in his debut. It wasn't going to happen. But it was a good match. It showcased him a lot. I really liked the entrance, theme music aside. I like how they made it a big production. That some of the NXT people don't get. Like even Ethan Page is very simple. You've got the all ego and all that, but his entrance itself is simple. They made Ricky Saints a production. So I liked how they did that just to make sure they show how big of a deal they think he is, getting the win and hopefully moving on, like you said, to a good singles run.
I'm hoping.
Then we had a little look at two NXT factions that are up and coming. On the left, you have the faction that we're not really sure what they're called yet, but they're wreaking havoc backstage. They're beating everybody down and going out in the dead of night. I'm really excited for them. Do you have any thoughts? I know we talked a little bit about them last week, but since Vengeance Day, they have been just killing people backstage and walking away.
That's classic. Try to build up a bunch of young guys. That's fine. I'm ready to see them in the ring. But the ones on the right over here, okay, that's going to be the team to watch. Those four, whew, I saw that. I was like, damn, they really let him lead a young team. And that's going to be beautiful. Those guys are going to tear up some stuff.
for anybody that doesn't watch NXT regularly, go back and watch the vignette that debuts this faction together and the transformation video that they've got. That was one of the cooler vignettes I've seen in a while, especially in NXT.
Yeah,
You had each one of them. For those who didn't see it, I'll kind of roughly describe it. You had each one of the three, not Shawn Spears, kind of show their old persona, their old look, and then it transforms a few times. You have a small evolution into something kind of in between what they turn out to be, and then you have another turn, and they're all sitting in chairs, which is very apropos because he's the chairman.
Yep.
And then they show their final form, which is the three you see now behind him. I really loved it. It shows the transformation that he has had on all three of these superstars from where they were. The only caveat I would say is Izzy Dame looks very Julia Hart-esque.
Yes,
I don't like the
so.
similarity there. I would like them to have seen her do a little something different. But I mean, even looking at that picture, it almost looks like Julia Hart.
No, I agree with that. I do agree with that.
I would maybe give her a different outfit. I know they're all wearing black or something, but something about it just says Julia Hart too much. I would have liked to have had a little separation there, but that's really the only critique I have of it. Yeah. And it's not a huge one. I'm really excited to see what they do. I hope, and we will talk about it here in a second because they do have a match coming up. I actually hope Spears takes the North American Championship.
That'd be cool. He deserves a singles title run anyway. He's been great.
Which we will get into the match there.
look, let's not get this twisted. Tony D, he's been great, but when you're coming off an Oba Femi title run, the way Oba was built up and just kept running through people, Tony D's title run, in my opinion, has been kind of stale. You know, like it's, oh shoot, I forgot he was champion type stale. You know, the only cool thing I can say now is what he's going through with this whole Shawn Spears stuff, and I think you have to give Spears the title. He's done great things going in for this North American. And did they change the strap? That looks like a different strap on him.
No, I think it's just the way it's colored. It's still the maroon looking, crimson looking strap.
I like that one. I like it.
So I think Tony D falls into the same trap that we saw a Bailey fall into, or that we saw a Cody Rhodes fall into after beating a dominant big champion.
Like Liv, she fell. Well,
she did it a little bit falling into Rhea. They kind of kept her. The Judgment Day helped her a lot to not make that feel as stale when she first got it. Yeah, but it's kind of like, okay, now you won the title now. You know, Bailey won it from EO. The whole damage control thing. She overcame that huge opponent, that huge roadblock for her. And then it was kind of like, okay, well, what do you do next?
Nothing.
Cody Rhodes overcome the big bad in Roman Reigns, but how do you really top that? Where do you go from there? What's next? And,
you're right.
And Tony D'Angelo has run into, you have beat the big bad Oba Femi. You have taken Oba Femi's title. Well, how do you top that? Well, you can't.
You can't. Yeah, you're right. And I think a new champion coming, what is it, next Tuesday? That'd be great. You know, Shawn deserves a singles title run. He really does, in my book. The guy has transformed those three, like you said. They went from, what am I going to do? You know, how am I going to be relevant? You know, to, hey.
And mainly Brooks Jensen. Brooks Jensen was the one that they had who was running backstage, who wasn't supposed to be on the show. Yeah, running in, disrupting everything, and now he's a main attraction in whatever they end up calling the new family or whatever they end up calling the group.
Yeah, listen, whatever they've been doing though, he led that charge in that steel cage match, and I'm telling you, man, he is just Shawn is a great leader. All right, and I think people give him doo-doo for what he did over there in AEW. I thought he did pretty dang good over there being the chairman, you know, but he wasn't getting
what he was given. He did really good.
Yes,
he wasn't. He wasn't one of the top guys that was shining every week because he wasn't given the opportunity.
Exactly.
That's not me bagging on AEW. Oh, they fumbled him. That's not it at all.
Nope.
Not everybody's going to click with every company. It's okay. He moved back over. And I think if he went up to the main roster right now, the same thing would happen. Yeah. I think he would get lost in the shuffle.
He's perfect in NXT.
He needs to
Unless
stay
he's
there.
gonna become a manager.
But he's already got a wrestling school. He's already a teacher at heart.
Yes.
He has his own wrestling school in real life. He needs to stay in NXT and just help younger kids, and let's keep doing that, man. And sure, they can give him a spot on the main roster for a little while and have a cup of coffee over there and go do something really cool. But let's be completely honest. He's one of those guys that you look at and he's never going to be a main event guy. He's not. I don't ever see a world title run in Sean's beard. And that's okay.
It's perfectly fine.
He can do a lot of great things in this business and never win a world title. There are Hall of Famers who have never won world titles. It happens.
Yep. It does.
And that's okay.
Happen. It is okay.
So, yeah, exactly. The roster was so big, not everybody's going to be able to get over it. Not everybody's going to get enough TV time. It just happens. It happens in WWE all the time. Look at everybody that they've released this year.
Yep.
It's business. It happens. So, also up next week, you've got a couple of really great women's matches. Kalani Jordan and Jada Parker have their feud that they've been building come to a head. And then the tag team match that's going to be really cool. You have the president herself and her secret Hervis going against Sol Ruka and Zarya. Who do you think is going to win those matches?
I think it's going to end up in DQ. I don't think you may. Well, unless they have Piper.
Which one are you talking about first?
Okay. I thought we were talking about the Zarya match, and okay. So unless they have Piper, take the pen here, I think it ends in DQ. All right. But I am kind of interested to see how Zarya meshes with Piper. The powerhouse and Zarya versus powerhouse and Piper. I want to see how that works, But then now down to Jada. I'm a Jada Parker. I like Jada Parker. All right. Okay, fair enough.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
I forgot about that. But no, I'm a Jada Parker fan, so I'm definitely going to go Jada Parker here. She's got that charisma. She's got that it factor that I think. And look, I know on behind the scenes we were talking about Booker T and his whole shucky ducky quack quack moment. Listen, when she comes out, I love it. All right, I'm the same way when she comes out. Oh, here it goes. It's Jada Parker. Yeah, I'm getting all shucky ducky quack quack moment on that one. Because I am a big fan of Jada. I can't wait for her to win something. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree on the Jada match. I think Jada should win. Kalani's had her time as the North American champion. She's had that run. She did a good job as the first ever North American champion. It's time for Jada Parker to get a little love. Let Jada Parker get up a little bit. Let her get into a mid-card title feud. Let her go after the North American title for whoever wins it after Roadblock. Yep. Which, obviously that match has been set. It is Julia versus Stephanie Vacour, title versus title on Roadblock, which we will talk about more next week when we pick Roadblock. Hopefully she gets a chance at one of that. Whoever wins that match for the North American title, that would be a great shout to do that.
I would love it.
And you have a way to do it now to where no matter who wins that match, you have a great chance to have somebody win the North American title and still not make the main champion look weak. Exactly. You can have one of those things where it's okay, I'm going to defend both titles on the same night because I am two champions. And then you have them defend one and defend the other. They will lose one, win the other, and then nobody really thinks anything about it. So you have a really good way to make a new champion.
Yep.
So, and then the other one, I hope what happens is tomorrow night on SmackDown, when you get the mystery opponent for Chelsea, I really hope it's Sol Ruka.
That'd be funny.
Just to promote this match, I think it would be a really cool match between Chelsea Green and Sol Ruka. It would bring her up to a bigger stage, which I think she deserves because she's done really well on NXT.
Her finishing move is crazy good.
Yeah, the Soul Snatcher is awesome. It's one of the best finishing moves. It's the best finishing move in NXT.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah.
That flip into Badoosh. I was like, holy crap, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, Kalani's heel turn has been really good, and it feels natural because it feels like it's just her getting more irritated. And then Jada Parker has just turned face because people have liked her. I mean, she's been the same character. She hasn't changed. It's one of those that she's been the same way, and she's done really good, and people have seen her come up, and people are just getting behind her because of that.
You think, and I'm just asking, you think if she turned heel and did the Christian type heel where he was throwing temper tantrums and everything the whole time for not winning or getting his way, would that get over in this day?
For Kalani,
Yeah.
it could, because I think with as animated as she is, and she could throw a really good fit.
Yeah,
I
because
mean, to see her kicking and screaming in the middle of a ring would be pretty cool, because
That would be
she has a
funny.
very animated personality. Her body
Yep.
movements are very animated in the ring. I think it could work.
That'd be dope.
I don't know that I want to see it. I just want to see her be a more badass version of herself and be a
That'd
heel,
be cool too.
as opposed to the bubblegum type babyface that she was when she was the champion.
Yeah.
I would
yeah.
rather just see that, just go around beating people up.
Yeah, no, I
So,
get that.
but
Jada,
I
though,
think they'll
man.
both be really good matches. I mean, Jada and Kalani. Oops, sorry, almost broke my mic there. Jada and Kalani are both really good up and comers. They both put on really good matches. I think Jada deserves the win and deserves the leg up here, especially since Kalani's already had it.
Yep.
I'd like to see her get more involved. And I think Chelsea and Piper win the tag team match. I think it'll be a really good match. I think it will showcase Soul and Zarya, but I don't know, unless some shenanigans happen somehow, some way, I don't see them beating Chelsea and Piper.
I don't either.
And then gets us to the main event of our show, Elimination Chamber Toronto. Again, that beautiful WWE crown that you see right there above Sped's head will be on the line. I am putting it up for Sped to try to win. Not really.
Again.
I'm just giving him a chance. I'm trying to give him some hope, ladies and gentlemen. He's had a lot of snowstorms. There's been a lot of stuff going on in the house. I'm just trying to give the man some hope. He's not going to win it. It's okay.
Man. It's not going to happen, he said.
But we will go match by match. Pick winners for each one. Whoever wins, same thing, gets the crown and is the WWE champion. Are you ready? You got your notepad, pen, all that good stuff to write everything down?
Yes, I do.
And as we go through, guys, make sure you're letting us know who you think is going to win. That way you can be a part of it too. First off, we have the match that I think should kick off the show, the Women's Elimination Chamber match. You have Roxanne Perez, Bayley, Naomi, Bianca, Liv Morgan, and Alexa Bliss. Sped, who do you have and why?
Man, this one's hard. I'm going Bianca Belair on account of I think that's the match that everyone wants to see at WrestleMania. Nobody wants to see Liv versus freaking Rhea again. Alexa Bliss just went to SmackDown. I think it'd be dumb to move her back over to Raw. Bayley's, I love her, but I don't see her winning this. It's been nice to see Roxanne Perez do her thing, but let's be honest, is she really going to do her thing? And we're going to see Jade come back and destroy Naomi here soon. So,
okay. And as much as I hate to do this, I agree. I think I've actually said this for weeks now. If anybody that's listened to the program, watched me on any other show, I have said I thought Bianca's going to win this for a while now. I think that is the money match. The one that I mentioned earlier, one of the matches that it would actually be bigger than Io and Rhea would be Bianca and Rhea, just because we haven't seen it in WWE. I think they fought in NXT one time. I don't think we've seen them in WWE or on the main roster WWE. They're two of the bigger stars in the company, and that's what you want in a WrestleMania main event. Not that Io is not incredible. I just don't see Bianca's just a bigger star overall than Io. It just is. Io's a better wrestler. Bianca's a bigger star. And I think they want to go for the bigger star who can also give you a great match with Rhea. So I think they're going to go with Bianca. If I had to pick a secondary person, I would go with Bayley, actually, because a lot for the same reasons. Just because, again, Bayley would give you a really good match, and she's the next biggest star there, not named Alexa Bliss, and I don't want Alexa Bliss back over on Raw.
Yeah, I know. I feel that. I do feel that.
Of the six, Alexa Bliss, don't really care to see the other one, or don't see him getting a push right now. Well, that's fair, TC. And Lady Alpha, do you agree with TC, or do you agree with me and Sped? Because I didn't see when your comment popped up, so I'm just curious. Do you agree it's going to be Alexa Bliss, or do you agree with me and Sped that it'll be Bianca Belair? While we're waiting on her to answer that, we will go on to the next match. Is the women's tag team match. Before we get to go, she did answer. She agrees with me and Sped. She thinks it's going to be Bianca Belair as well. You have the team of Candice LeRae and Nia Jax versus the legendary tag team of Trishy and Tiffy Time. Trish coming back in her hometown, team up with the champion to fight off her demons. Who do you think wins this one, Sped, and why?
Tiffany and crap, I'm drawing a blank now.
Trish?
Trish, yeah, my head hurts so bad right now. Tiffany and Trish, I just don't think they're gonna let Trish, the Hall of Famer, wrestles once or twice a year. Lose in her home, home country, city. I just don't see it.
And this is not for dramatic effect. I'm really debating back and forth on this match. I would actually like to see Nia and Candice win. I don't think it'll happen. So I will go ahead and say Trish and Tiffany win. For a lot of the same reasons you just mentioned. I don't think they're going to let Trish come back in her hometown with the champion, take a pinfall.
Unless Charlotte ruins this match.
That's when I'm thinking maybe some shenanigans. Or actually, I would really like to see Candice LeRae or Nia Jax maybe get a pin on Trish and set up something down the line. Mainly Candice LeRae. I want to see more Candice LeRae.
But retained the Speed Championship recently.
She did, but she only retained it on a draw.
Yep.
She didn't actually win. She just outlasted her opponent.
That's all you have to do.
And then Michael thinks Naomi gets it and gets taken out by Jade, maybe by Jade or like Jade. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Lady Alpha agrees with you, Sped, and obviously agrees with me too because I think it's going to be Tiffany and Trish getting the win. Although I would like to see it go the other way. As much as I am a huge Tiffany fan, that's why I want to see Trish get the pin and maybe set up a match later on down the line, maybe at WrestleMania, maybe against Trish and Nia Jax. I think that would be interesting.
That would be awesome.
Next up, you have the men's elimination chamber. You have Damian Priest, Logan Paul, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, and John Cena. I'll let you go first again, man. Who do you got?
I've been saying it for a while. You can't see him, but he's on there, and it's John Cena.
I see him. He's right there on the graphic. I put him there.
I'm going with John Cena. It's time. I think everybody wants it. I don't know. I think CM Punk is about to go somewhere else, with this. Because, look, everybody, there's some surprises coming back. I think Roman's going to cost Seth this match and then turn around and cost Punk the match as well and set up a match between them. Or Logan Paul versus CM Punk. I don't know what that's going to be like. But, wow, you got Drew winning. Wow. I got Cena winning this one. Damn, you got Drew winning.
Oh, gosh.
I got Drew taking his soul. All the reason why I'm going Cena is because I want to see 17. I do. I want to see it. I want to see Cena do it. And I get what people are saying. Cena had like a 3-4 week run a couple of times. Yeah, but it wasn't like Cena wins and loses the title the next week and then wins the title one week and then loses it the next week. So I don't know, man. I see 17 happening. Ric Flair wants to see it. Cena wants to do it. And he even said it at the Royal Rumble press conference. He's only doing it for the next person to do it.
So here's my problem. Here's where I'm at. Here's my dilemma. I'm a huge John Cena fan. I want John Cena to win 17.
Yeah.
But the storyteller in me wants John Cena to lose here. So I'm torn on which way I want to go with the match.
I feel that. I do feel that.
Because I think it's a cooler story to let it play out to maybe like a SummerSlam.
Yeah.
To where you've got down and out John Cena who can't just seem to get the job done. He lost at Royal Rumble. He lost at Elimination Chamber. Let him go for Money in the Bank and lose Money in the Bank. And win a tournament, win some way to get a championship match at a SummerSlam, win it there. And even if you want somebody to have like some massive mega heat, have whoever wins that chamber, say Logan Paul wins the Elimination Chamber, John Cena wins 17 at SummerSlam, and then Logan Paul immediately cashes in on him. You imagine the heat that anybody, especially a Logan Paul, would get on that?
Yeah, you get Dom level.
So as much as I want John Cena to win, I don't know that I want him to win is the weirdest thing to say in the world.
Who do you got then?
I don't know, Sped. Um, and I have a really suspicious feeling that we're going to agree on the last match too. And if I agree here, then the title really isn't on the line because we have agreed on everyone. So
Yeah.
just for the sake of the title possibly changing hands, and if I lose the title, I will go back and play this to say the only reason I'm not picking John Cena, because I do think he's going to win, is just to keep some jeopardy on the line. I am going to go with CM Punk.
Damn it. Watch Punk win. I think Reigns is coming back to cost Seth, though. Like, you know, how Shawn came out of nowhere underneath the ring and stuff. I think that's what's going to happen. I think, but we all know Logan Paul is going to cost one of those guys in the ring, and it's probably going to be CM Punk. So when that happens, I'll send you a text and be like, you better be mad at Logan and not me.
So are you telling me right now you're going to cheer for Logan Paul?
Hell no.
Because it will help you win the chamber if he calls CM Punk?
Hell no. I wouldn't cheer for Logan Paul. All right. And look at that face right there. That guy right there has a punchable face. All right.
It is one of the most punchable faces in the world.
When he came out of his mama, the doctor looked at the mama and was like, you punch him. I don't want to do it. Yeah.
And that's not it, Herb. It's the fact that I have two sides of my brain. The logical side that says John Cena is going to win just because it makes sense logically.
Yes.
And then I have like the creative side that could tell a lot better story if John Cena loses.
Yep.
And I just, it's hard to go with which one I want to go with.
It's
kind of a head versus heart.
He could be bum ass Cena. We got bum ass Corbin. We can get bum ass Cena. That shit would be funny.
A lot of people don't know this. Cena and Corbin are really good friends. They hang out. They've talked.
Yeah,
I could see him doing that to pay homage to a friend of his that's in the business. I could see that.
Bum-ass Corbin. That'd be funny as hell.
No, Logan's not going to win here. Logan's not going to win the chamber.
No, he's
and
just
to be fair, to be real, I don't think Logan will take the title like I mentioned in the previous thing that I said. That was just kind of my brain going crazy. But officially, I have CM Punk winning. You have John Cena. This will probably be the only match that we differ on, but just to make sure, let's go to the last match. It is the unsanctioned battle between Kevin Owens.
You go first on this.
Sami Zayn. I don't think that I really even need to say anything. If anybody that's watched this show for more than a week or two doesn't understand that I'm picking Kevin Owens, you don't listen.
Yep, I was thinking the same thing. I'm picking KO too.
Look right there. I have the KO shirt. On the other side, I have the KO figure.
Yep.
I am all in on Kevin Owens. But I have said on multiple occasions, I want them to destroy each other, which is why I have this last. This needs to be the main event.
It has to be the main event. It has to be. This right here is like Ring of Honor level of these two about to go at it. The last unsanctioned match those two had, I'm pretty sure both of them had to go to the hospital afterwards. Because I saw numerous of tables broken. Someone had a chair wrapped around their mask. That would be Sammy for all you fans who don't know that he was El Generico. Okay. And Kevin Steen, okay, was just power driving the crap out of Sammy throughout that match. So Sammy's gotten a hell of a lot better though.
So yes, again, I don't want to see either one of these at WrestleMania. I know people are saying, well, they need to do something so they can do this match at WrestleMania. No, they don't.
No,
this match needs to end in Canada where it started. That's why it's on this. That's why it's on this card. Yep. This will be the perfect setting for it to happen. They need to beat each other so bad that neither one of them is on the WrestleMania card.
Yeah.
Don't tell me about Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. You do that at SummerSlam.
I was going to say that. I was like, if you guys want KO and Sammy again, these two could beat the crap out of each other and still come back at Money in the Bank or SummerSlam.
No, this needs to be the last time they're ever in a ring together. This needs to be that big of a beat down on both of them. They need to beat the crap out of each other so much that they never get into a ring together again.
Oh no!
And that you don't see either one of them until after WrestleMania, because it's because it happens where it started.
Well, yeah, I get that.
It comes full circle. It's one of the longest, best storied rivalries of two people in wrestling history.
Yeah, no, yeah. Everything they've done is mirrored each other. Basically, they parallel the whole time. I mean,
And name any other feud that you have had between two people that have come from them being teenagers, getting into the business together to this point now, and
Edge
they
and
have
Chris.
been side by side, and but they're not they're not feuding right now. If they go to a
Yeah.
feud in AEW and do that, they could, but
No,
not
not
yet.
right now. But I'm saying they, the feuds wise, I could think of that. Hardys when they were feuding together, but they only have
Not when
one
they did
match
it though, and they're never gonna feud again the way
No,
they're being booked.
yeah, no. Um, there's a few others I could think of, but no, what you're saying, I understand. They should end it, but WWE, this ain't gonna be the last time these two fight. They got another like 5 to 7 years left in their belt, and
Yeah.
I at least I think,
Yeah, and then they'll be a tag team again at some point. They'll forgive each other like they have in the past.
yeah.
But Kevin needs to win. But again, they need to beat the crap out of each other so bad that you don't see either one until after WrestleMania. Let Randy Orton come back and build up to a SummerSlam match with Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Because we all know what's coming sooner or later. WrestleMania or SummerSlam is a great place to do that. Good Lord.
Yep.
But who do you have winning the match?
Oh, I was saying KO at the same time as you. Yeah, KO. There's no other person that should win this match. But I was going to ask you if we were going to be the same throughout. Did you want to see yes or no? How they do the betting at the Super Bowl 50-50 on the coin toss. Yes or no? Will Cody Rhodes sell his soul to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson?
I mean, we could do that. I don't want it to be an official pick because
No, it's not.
I'm not that worried that invested in it right now, especially after that promo last Friday. I don't think he will.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think he will.
I don't think so either.
I think he says no, and then they have somebody else coming to be the corporate champion.
Drew is about to be a corporate champion.
It could. I've heard Drew. I've heard Cena from some people.
That'd be
Maybe
cool.
they want to turn Cena heel.
That'd be cool.
I've heard CM Punk could
that
come
would
in
be,
and be the sellout kind of thing. It could be Seth Rollins. He's already done it before. He could do it again.
Yeah, do we want that,
I mean,
though?
really, almost anybody in that match. If you look at everybody, and I'll take the slide backwards, just so every single person in that match, except for maybe in Damian Priest, you can build a case of why they would accept. Why they would say yes. Logan Paul is always looking for more. He always wants to be a bigger and better star. So he would definitely say yes. Seth Rollins has done it before. It's in his past. He's been down that road. And yeah, he talked a big game about learn from my mistakes. But does he learn from his mistakes? We don't know. Drew McIntyre, he's been saying it for over a year now. He wants more. He wants to be that top guy. This is the best way to do it. He's already heel. CM Punk and John Cena, we've already mentioned. I can think of everybody except for Damian Priest and the arc he's on that would very easily walk into this and say yes.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
Which is one of the reasons I'm thinking maybe Cena doesn't win, because maybe he does do that. And then everybody loses their mind on the fact that they've wanted John Cena to be heel for so long that he finally does it now.
X would be broken if that happened. Like, they would literally have to shut X down because of how broken WWE would break the internet that day. Everybody around the world, you'd be like, what?
And if you don't think that's a goal of WWE, you're not paying attention.
Oh, yeah, no, I get what you're saying. No, I get what you're saying.
All right, there we have it. That is our card for Vengeance Day. We do get to our Twitter post of the week, which does have a little bit to do with the Cody and Rock situation. I had a different slide for this, but to be transparent, we didn't want to go with it because we didn't want to promote the person who put the tweet out because they are very heavy in tribalism. Yes, I put it up there, and Sped said we need to lead by example and not promote people who promote tribalism, and it did. So we did change it, but I still wanted to keep the same question.
Yeah, no, that's why I didn't change the bottom. I recognize
in 2025, is kayfabe still alive? What's up, Stampede? Welcome in, brother. We appreciate you joining us.
How you doing, bro? In my opinion, I think it is still alive. I don't think WWE or has ruined kayfabe, because I know what you're talking about that post, but they definitely played a major role in accelerating it. All right, so think about this. All right, So let's start. Kayfabe was already starting to break down by the late 80s and early 90s, but WWE definitely made it faster. Like Vince McMahon in '89, when Vince told New Jersey State Athletic Commissions that pro wrestling was sports entertainment, rather than a legitimate sport. And it was kind of a big public blow as the first kayfabe, happening. The curtain call in '96, we all know that. The internet era, reality-based era, WWE started incorporating real-life elements like the Matt and Edge and Lita stuff. You didn't know what was being said, what was, a work, or what was being, what was a shoot, what was happening during that time. I remember watching that as a kid, like, holy crap, what's going on? Like this dude just came out here and just said, F you, Adam, and F you, this lady, and I'm going to Ring of Honor, see you on ROH, stuff like that. And now you got social media and stuff. So kayfabe, I don't think is dying. I think it's just more exposed nowadays with all the technological advances that we've had. It's harder to, like, the AJ Styles, for instance, going from New Japan fighting Shinsuke to the Royal Rumble, and nobody knowing. That's real hard to hold it back nowadays because everyone and their grandmother's got a cell phone. Everyone and their grandmother, is recording at the airports, or they're outside the arena waiting for WWE or AEW personnel to come through, so they can get that video recording of, MJF or somebody like, what up, type of deal. Yeah, so I don't think kayfabe's dying. I just think it's a little more exposed. It's harder to keep it from being what it was,
Yeah. So
I love the
quick
echo.
answer to this is yes, kayfabe is dead. And the reason why isn't necessarily because WWE. The reason why is the internet.
Thank you.
The birth of the internet signaled the death of kayfabe.
You're not wrong. It's hard
because nothing's a secret now.
Nothing.
In the IWC itself, for everybody that complains that kayfabe is dead, 90% of those people are the reason kayfabe is dead.
Yes, yeah, sitting outside the airport.
Because and not even that, because we all run to the dirt sheets. We all want to know what's happening. We all want to know, it's some inside baseball. We all want to know this and that about this person and this person, me included. I'm not excluding me in that situation. I run and look for reports and things like that to talk about and to know the inside information just like everybody else. I'm just as much the reason kayfabe is dead as everyone else because we want to know all the information. And the fact that people are dogging the WWE for leaning into it, I get it if you're old school and you're like, well, they should never know this. I don't know, man. I mean, I think leaning into it is the way to go. The same way you've looked at a lot of other things. The audience you have as a whole is not stupid.
No.
There are some aspects of the audience that are stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Your audience as a whole is not stupid. They said it during the VKM days. They would let storylines die. They would do all this. They would do all that just to try to keep some semblance of a kayfabe together. And we're like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you doing
this? Yeah, you're right. I get that.
So in I guess in the classic respect, and I Davey, Stampede, I'll put your comment up in just a second. I think in the most basic aspect, kayfabe is dead. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it evolves like everything else does. The business evolves into something else, just like it evolved, like you said, in the 80s when they went from a territory system to more of a, conglomeration system, or however you want to put it. When they went, like you said, they went to the reality area at the birth of the internet. WWE fought that forever. They tried like hell to fight the internet at the first because they wanted to try to protect kayfabe.
Yeah, but you can't. There's too many people out there.
You're right.
Yeah.
So yes, I think kayfabe is dead, but I don't think it's necessarily the WWE's fault just because they're leaning into a trend that they have already noticed. So there's Stampede. Kayfabe exists, but it's in a different form, more of a multi-universe style, kind of like Marvel. I could see that. But there again, every time somebody moves something a million people go try to find Fightful or Dave or Sean Ross Sapp or somebody like that to try to find out what's his contract say. When is his contract up? When is this? When is that? Is he going to move over here? That's what kills kayfabe.
That's the thing. That stuff, the contract stuff, should be public. I mean, that is a public thing. All you have to do is look it up,
and that's fine. But the more people that go find it and do it, the more it kills the kayfabe part of it.
Yeah, and you're right. Yeah, and a lot of people nowadays, they just can't wait. They gotta know. They gotta know. They gotta know.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just the internet, though, man. You can put anything out there on the internet, but we also need to stop listening to said dirt sheet people as well. All right. I mean, come on. 90% of the time, these guys are talking out their rear ends. All right. With the whole, we know who's going to be signed where, and we know what's going on. So, look, I get it. And Stampede and I have talked about this before. I do get it. But there's no real journalists in wrestling. Yeah. It's just not. You know, you could change on a dime.
So I'll push back on that a little bit. There are. The problem is who do you trust as a source as a journalist?
Oh, my God. Hold on.
And I'll make my point while he's trying not to die of heat stroke
That
in his
heat,
house.
man, is crazy.
You know, at the root of it, wrestling is a carny event.
Yes.
It's where it was born. That's where it'll always be. To an extent, you've got a carny aspect of wrestling. So try to be a journalist in an environment like that,
It's hard.
it's so hard to know who you trust and who
Exactly.
you allow to be your sources.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah,
Wow.
everybody gets on the journalists when they get stuff wrong. It happens in real life too.
Yep.
But
I
I
don't
won't say
even
there's
listen to
not
these
wrestling
guys.
journalism, but I would tell you the same thing I would tell you with any media outlet. Listen, but verify.
Yes. No, you're right.
If you want to know that information, find it yourself. Do everything
Yeah.
you can to find it yourself. And if that's
Yeah.
the road you want to go down, then that's the road you should travel. You should be
You're right.
Dorothy and go down that yellow brick road yourself.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't follow, what's his name? Meltzer. I think I have him muted. I have a few people muted. I refuse to follow Sean.
I don't necessarily follow them, but I don't mute them. I mean, they do put out information that a lot of times is right. They do have sources that they do trust, and they're right a lot of times.
Yeah, I don't.
So.
I get my sources from Esteban. Yeah, so that's why I'm like, yeah, I don't care what he has to say. I just go find the dude who's there.
Yes, sir. Shout out to EC, who's been giving us some great pictures over the past really months and years. But
Years, man, years. He's been doing this for a while now. He's one of the best out there, actually the best out there. So shout out to that guy. But that's who I get all my information from, and he's right more than they are. And people don't realize that he's there all the time. He sees it. He talks to the people. Hell, he lives next to a few of them. You know,
but
so it's
in
like,
NXT, I'm not necessarily as a whole. If as an NXT source, I would say yes.
Yes, well, that's what I was going to say.
As an
NXT source, yeah.
You need to clarify that because he knows. I don't know. He can name 10 wrestlers in AEW.
Oh, he can't. No, hell no. I don't think he could. No offense to him, and he'll be the one who admits it. I don't think he could.
And this is kind of what I'm saying, Stampede. I'm kind of. I said the same thing, just not as eloquently as you are. They report what they can, they verify what they can, but obviously things change. And look, let's be fair. There are people out there who are going to put out false information just to make them look stupid. It's going to happen.
I think H did that pretty much all last year.
There's been a few instances where I think that's happened. He'll never come out and say it, but I think there's been a few.
I think so too.
But to put it lightly, to answer the main question, I do think kayfabe is dead. But I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing.
No.
Right, moving on to the Run In Wrestling Matchmaker Series, our final one of February, our final one of Black History Month. And today we are going to focus on strong Black women that have paved the way for the women of wrestling today. And one of those women of wrestling today. First up, you have Jacqueline. You have Alicia Fox down there on the right, paving the way for Athena and for Bianca Belair. All four great African-American women who have been champions. You have Jacqueline, who was the first WWE champion and the first Black woman, or first Black WWE champion and first Black woman Hall of Famer.
Yep.
Alicia Fox, who shined during the Divas era. Had a lot of great title runs, was a really great character and professional wrestler.
Way before her time.
Athena, who was in WWE as Ember Moon before moving on to Ring of Honor as the Ring of Honor champion now.
It's a beautiful belt.
Great wrestler. Done a lot of really great things in multiple different companies, as did Jacqueline and Alicia Fox, by the way. They were not just WWE wrestlers. The one that has strictly or mainly been a WWE wrestler, I don't think she's ever wrestled for anybody else, is Bianca Belair, who is a current top performer in WWE. All great women. At least 3 of them will be future WWE Hall of Famers. And one could very well, if she ever wanted to come back and become one, she could be. Because I love Ember Moon. I think she is one of the best women's wrestlers out there. But Sped, who do you have winning this match?
I'm going to take Jacqueline. I mean, she proved it in WCW when she was wrestling out there that she's the best, and then she came over to WWE and she proved it again when she was winning women's championships. This lady had it all. Charisma. She had the strength. She had the speed. She won, hold on. In my notes, I said she won, what was it? Right here. The United States Wrestling Association. She was a part of that where she became a dominant force, highly respected for her technical wrestling ability and tough persona. She broke barriers as one of the top female competitors in a male-dominant business. And I have that in my notes right there. But, I mean, don't get it twisted. Bianca, she's great. Alicia Fox, in my opinion, should have been Attitude Era, but she would thrive in today's era, if in her prime. I loved Alicia Fox. I thought she was the greatest thing on that Divas division at that time. And then, of course, near the end when she went kind of crazy and everything, I love that persona of her too. But out of all of these, and I said Jacqueline's going to win this, those belts, I love that Ring of Honor Women's Championship. That's a beautiful title. And
there's something about the simplicity of it that's really
cool. Well, I think she's going to make one hell of a AEW Women's Champion when she gets that opportunity to win that title, and I hope it's soon because she deserves everything that's coming towards her in a good way.
Yeah, so I agree. All 4 are great wrestlers. Like you said, Jacqueline paved the way for all 3 of these women, really breaking a lot of the barriers down for Black women in wrestling. And women in general, not just Black women, just women in general, and being really good technical wrestlers in a day where they didn't have a lot of that. She was actually probably more through the Attitude Area brawl and panty matches and things like that than even Alicia Fox was. Alicia Fox at least got some of the PG era where they got at least a little bit of time and some okay wrestling matches, I guess is the best way to put it. But they weren't doing as many brawl and panty matches and stuff like that, and mud wrestling matches is all that as they were when Jacqueline really made her heyday in WWE, and she really showed that women could do one of the few, not the only. But she was one of the ones that showed women could be more than just in some eye candy in a mud wrestling match. That they could actually get in the ring, wrestle, be powerful, be strong, be beautiful, be all of the same things that everybody else in the wrestling world are. So she's definitely a trailblazer. But I mentioned earlier about your head versus your heart. And as much as I love it, all 4 of these women, I'm going to say Athena wins this.
Nice. That's a good one. I love her finish.
She is one of my favorite women's wrestlers. I think she has the absolute best finishing maneuver in all of wrestling. Period, point blank. Men, women, black, white, doesn't matter. I think
it doesn't matter.
What is now called the O-Face, it used to be called the Eclipse in WWE. If you've never seen her in Ring of Honor or AEW. But the top rope stunner is probably the most impressive and coolest finishing move in all of wrestling.
It's not even just a top rope stunner, man. She's jumping and twisting a boom at the same time. It's like, yo,
the way she does it. I mean, essentially, it's basically that's what it is a top rope stunner. But she adds a twist to it. I think it comes down to her. And as much as I hate to put Alicia Fox kind of on the outs, I think it's her, Jacqueline, and Bianca kind of going up for the power game. I think Alicia really gets beat down. I think she's a smarter wrestler, but she just doesn't have the power or the speed of the other 3. So I think she ends up getting taken out. I think Athena and Jacqueline would team up to take out Bianca Belair and then kind of duke it out with each other, which is why Bianca gets taken out. And I think Athena ends up winning it. With that O-Face that I mentioned, again, the best wrestling finisher in the business for me, taking the 1, 2, 3 and winning the Matchmaker series.
No, I feel that.
Again, 100% pick with my heart, just because I love her. I hate the fact that I don't get to watch Ring of Honor very much because I don't get to watch her as often as I'd like to. Anybody that knows of a good way to watch Ring of Honor, please let me know.
Hey, if you guys have
DM
an
me
idea,
on Twitter @_Bigmike27.
if you guys have an idea for the Matchmaker going forward in March, I'm trying to get some ideas. Hit me up, at Spedrock on X, and let's get something
You
going.
have to spell it out. It's not just Bedrock. Ask at SP3DROCK.
It spells like that. Sped and then rock. Okay.
Because people will just type in Spedrock and not get you. You got to be specific.
Actually,
with it.
you can still get me if you put SPED in there. I'm the only one. And then there's a
Really?
bunch of
Okay.
yeah, I've done it. And I was like, oh my God, that's great. Even on Google, you still get mine. Yeah. But yeah, no. If you guys got any,
I want that match so bad, Stampede.
yeah.
And I want Athena to beat her. I don't want Athena to be another victim of the Mercedes belt collector gimmick. If Athena doesn't win, then we riot. We'll put it that way. All right. So that is the end of the main show.
You might have to do the last part. Hold on.
So, but anyway, if you don't know who these people are, I will talk like this while he's handling that. Go look them up. Again, it's Jacqueline, Alicia Fox, Athena, Bianca Belair. Go look them up if you don't know who they are. Go watch their catalog. Watch some of the matches they have on YouTube. We did do a little bit more recent entries on this one as to some of the other ones we've had in the past because it is easier to look them up on YouTube. You can do your own research.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Stampede. Just sent me a link for ROH and other stuff. I really appreciate that. I thank you so much. And that's why, man, again, love having Stampede in our comments on our show because he has a wealth of knowledge of everything outside WWE and WWE itself.
He does.
If you don't know Stampede, go check him out. It's David Robber. I always forget. I think it's 317 maybe.
She's walking off angrily.
The dog I'm gonna get it right.
And she walks off angrily. What is her problem?
David Robber 7174. That's what it is. David Robber, DAVIDROBER 7174 is his X handle. So go follow him. He rates a ton of matches. He talks about a lot of other promotions. Yes.
That was great.
But this is where we end my part of the show since Sped is back.
Sped's back.
We'll end on Sped's final word. I will say goodnight, goodbye. Thank you to everybody in the comments. Thank you for everybody participating in the show. We really appreciate it. We can't do it without you. And with that, I will say goodnight one more time and turn it over to Sped's final word.
Hey, listen, thank you guys for tuning in for real. New things are coming. And it's not because of us. It's actually because of Twitch itself. So if you're watching over here on Twitch and you see that, hey, we get a sponsorship going, things are going to be different now. You go over Twitch and there'll be like a UR code on there. That's not from me. That's actually from Twitch. So that way you guys can get the link and stuff like that the right way. So you can go play the games that we're being sponsored by. But again, thank you guys. I just wanted you guys to know what was going on. That's not from us. That's actually Twitch helping us out. So thank you on that, Twitch. And I just want to thank you guys, man. We got Elimination Chamber coming up, and we also got Revolution coming up. We got Roadblock coming up and WrestleMania coming up. Stand and Deliver, all this stuff coming. And you guys keep coming onto the show and hanging out with us. And it's not just, you guys aren't just WWE fans. You're not just AEW fans. You like Stampede. You're wrestling fans, Noah, New Japan, Stardom, stuff like that. And we love that about that. So we're hoping, fingers crossed, TNA gets a deal here soon with Tubi or somebody, and we get to watch them on TV. All right. And we can talk about TNA. All right. But thank you guys for tuning in. I'm done. And peace.
Good night, everybody.